Welcome back to Bridgeforth Field, Winchester, Virginia. We apologize, some technical difficulties there. We are still in the bottom of the first inning. Royals lead it 2-0. They have the bases loaded now for left-handed hitting catcher Joy Agar. The first four hitters in the Royals lineup all reached base before a strikeout, and Ty Frito was walked to load the bases. The 2-2 fouled into the screen. The count remains 2-2. Agar leads the Royals with a .500 average. Only played in one game. He's 2 for 4. No home runs, no RBIs. Abram at third, Fry at second, Ty Frito at first after he walked. The 2-2 will miss high and in. Count runs 3-2. The Royals lead it 2-0. Again, a brief absence as we had some technical difficulties, but outside of a strikeout and a walk, I don't believe you missed much, and that'll drive in a run. So Agar is going to pick up his first RBI as a Winchester Royal the easy way. Bases loaded walk makes it 3-0. Abram will score. That'll bring up Frontera. Frontera, the Royals' third baseman from Seton Hall, playing in his sixth game, a .250 hitter, 3 for 12. No home runs, no RBIs. Again, the Royals, as a team, just one home run. That came at Strasburg on Saturday night. Frontera right now would be perfectly content to run one up the alley and see how many guys can score. The 0-1. That'll miss outside. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. I think Nunez wanted that call, maybe getting a little frustrated with the umpire in the early going. He has walked in the last two guys he faced, forcing in one run. The 1-1 to Frontera. Fouled out of play, 1-2. Kind of recap the Royals inning. Connor Guy led it off with a double down the line. Padilla singled to put runners on the corners. Abram drove in a run to the base hit, infield base hit. Parker Fry line went right back up the middle. That's going to get in the left field for a base hit. One run's going to score. Rounding third, they're going to hold him up. The Royals are going to play station to station. So the Royals' fifth hit of the game, and they've batted around here in the first inning. Give Frontera a base hit and an RBI, and that's going to probably be the end of the line for Nunez, as the Express have already made one trip to the mound. So Nunez not going to get through the first inning, nor the first time through the Royals lineup. And we're going to step aside for a moment as the Strasburg Express make a pitching change. Nunez goes just 1/3 of an inning. He's given up 5 hits. He walked 2, struck out 1. So far has given up 4 runs, but the bases are loaded and they're all his responsibility. And we'll have a new Strasburg pitcher here in the first inning. So in the midst of all this pitching change, the Strasburg Express manager, after making the change, headed back to the dugout and in no uncertain terms expressed to the home plate umpire his complete dislike of the strike zone so far. And to be honest with you, I'm surprised they didn't run him. He didn't look at him, didn't show him up, but there was no question what he was doing and who he was yelling at. The new pitcher for the Express, John Gray, senior from Wolford College, right-handed pitcher. And I thought there was a couple pitches that Nunez was getting frustrated with before. Gray making his third appearance, all in relief. 2 2/3 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 is earned. He's walked 4, struck out 4. He is 1-0 on the season. A .337 batting or earned run average rather. First pitch to Albert, in there for a strike, 0-1. Gray, the right-hander, on in relief. Fouled out of play, 0-2 the count on the Royals shortstop, Easton Albert. Dad's not going to be happy. I just called him Eastern. Albert looking for his first everything as a Royal. Base hit, RBI, time on base. Gray has his sign, the 0-2. That'll just miss outside, and if they keep calling that a ball, I'm thinking the Strasburg head coach is not going to be around for much longer. Borderline pitch on the outside corner that Gray did not get the call. 1-2 the count now on Albert. 4-0 Royals. Fouled in the screen. We'll do it again. 1-2. Fredo at third, Agar at second, Frontera at first. The Royals have 5 hits here in the inning. They have batted around in the first. The 1-2. Fouled out of play. We'll do it again. 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes, 1 out. Gray trying to get the Express out of the inning with no further damage. They trail it 4-0. But the Royals have them loaded. The 1-2. Tap toward third. Up with it is Jones. He'll tag the bag at third. Throw on to first. It's going to be in time. A 5-3 double play. Nicely turned by Topher Jones at third. 2 in the inning. So Agar will be out 5 unassisted. He high chopped it right to the bag. Jones just had to tag the bag and throw to first. 2 in the inning. But the Royals pick up 4. 4 runs on 5 hits. There were no errors, and the Royals will leave 2 on base. Your score after 1 complete. Winchester 4, Strasburg nothing. You listen to the Winchester Royals at Valley Baseball League action. A long inning for Royals pitcher Ron Davis to wait in the dugout. His team got him 4 runs. Let's see how he responds coming back out. He gave up a 2-out base hit in the first. He'll face 5, 6, 7 for the Express here in the second. Ibe, Stewart, and Payne. First 4 Royals all reached base, and there was a strikeout, a couple of walks, and a base hit before Albert grounded into the double play, 2 in the inning. The Royals lead at 4-0. That'll bring up Josh Ibe, the left fielder from Stephen F. Austin University. Playing in his 6th game, a .353 hitter, 6 for 17. No home runs, 4 RBIs. As a team, Strasburg has 10 home runs. Again, they play at a smaller hitter-friendly park, but still 10-1 over the Royals in the home run side. The first pitch was fouled off at the plate, the 0-1 from Davis. That'll miss upstairs for a ball, 1-1, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Royals are having a little frustration with the strike zone as well, because that's a pretty good pitch right there, the 1-1. Line towards short. Albert will short hop it into his body field and throw on to first. Nice play by Easton Albert. That short hop kind of ate him up and took a hop right into his gut, but he was able to stay with it, throw it on to first for the first out of the inning. Second ground out to Albert in the early going. That'll bring up Aiden Stewart. Stewart, the second baseman from the University of Delaware. He has a .571 average to lead the Express. He's only playing in his 3rd game, only has 7 at-bats, 4 for 7, no home runs, 2 RBIs. Left-handed hitting middle infielder. Downstairs for a ball, 1-0. Davis sets the 1-0. That's off the plate for a ball, 2-0. Davis sets the 2-0. That'll catch the outside corner, 2-1. And you can see the frustration in Stewart as he thought that was outside. So the Express in the early going, not happy with the strike zone at all. A couple of different players and the coach expressing their dissatisfaction. The 2-1 fouled into the screen, 2-2 the count. Davis has his sign. Comes set, big deep breath, the 2-2. That'll miss outside. Count 3-2 now. Everybody pretty much in agreement that that was off the plate outside. The count 3-2. The 3-2 swung on, fouled toward the batting cages just this side of the Royals bullpen. The count holds 3-2. Just underway, top of the second inning. Royals scored 4 in their half. They lead it 4-0. Similar to jumping out to a 3-0 lead down in Strasburg on Saturday. The 3-2, and that'll miss outside, ball 4. So Stewart will draw the walk. First walk of the game issued by Ron Davis. It'll bring up Jacob Payne, the catcher. Payne, the catcher from the University of Toledo, a .364 hitter, playing in his 5th game, 4 for 11. 1 home run, 3 RBIs. Royals like to see him ground one to one of the middle guys. See if they can't roll one over. Davis's first pitch In there for a strike, 0-1. Stewart 1 for 2 in the stolen base category. Davis will step back and lollipop throw to first to chase the runner back. The 0-1 off of the pitch is the runner. The throw down to second is going to be not in time. It'll short hop the bag. So Stewart will steal his second bag of the season. And the Express will have a runner in scoring position now with 1 out. The pitch was upstairs for a ball. Now the home plate umpire is going to get the bases umpires together to talk about something. If they call him out because of interference, somebody's going to lose their mind. Somebody's going to go absolutely nuts. And he's standing there on a step waiting. The throw to second was a good throw. It was short hop the bag. But Stewart slid in safely. And they're going to say the pitch hit the batter. That's what they were discussing. Okay. So I guess it won't go as a stolen base after all. It goes a hit batter. So completely different conversation than what we thought they were talking about. And I'm not sure what the home plate umpire saw that he needed to go ask the other guys about. If he saw it, he saw it. If he didn't, he didn't. So take the stolen base away from Stewart. Payne hit by a pitch. The Express have runners on first and second, both free passes for Carter Schmidt, the designated hitter from Randolph-Macon. Schmidt playing in his 4th game, a .300 hitter, 3 for 10. No home runs, 2 RBIs. Left-handed hitter. That fastball upstairs. So that strike zone very tight here in the early going. The 1-0. Swung on and missed. Had a home run cut. Came up empty. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. Royals looking for a ground ball to get out of this jam here in the top of the second. Clinging to a 4-0 lead. Davis comes set. Checks the runners. The 1-1. That's in there for a strike, 1 and 2. Ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Stewart at second. Payne at first. Stewart was walked. Payne was hit by a pitch. All this with 1 out. Davis comes set. He'll check the runners. The 1-2. Fisted towards center field. That's going to get down. Padilla's going to have to play it on a hop. And it's going to hop over his head. 1 run's going to score. 2 runs are going to score. And Padilla, who plays his home games right here on this turf, played that one into a triple. It's going to be, I'm assuming, a base hit and an error on the outfielder to allow the Express to pick up 2 runs. So no RBIs as Stewart scores and Payne scores after the ball hopped over Padilla's head. And Padilla should know this turf as well as anybody out there. Schmidt gets all the way around to third. And Padilla wasn't going to make the, I think what he was trying to do was come up and field the ball and try to get a force out at second base, but it took a hop over his head and opened the floodgates. The 1-0 swung on and missed to Eduardo Castilla. Castilla playing in his second game for the Express, a .400 hitter, 2 for 5, 1 home run, 1 RBI. Chance for the Express to get right back in it with a 3 spot here. The 1-1. Fisted toward first over the head of the Royals first baseman Fry into right field. And Castilla will pick up the RBI single. after the Royals put on 4 in the bottom of the half, the Express right back with 3 here in the top of the second to cut the lead to 4-3 and still just 1 out. Back to the top of the order for Strasburg. Brett Mosley struck out his first time. He's 0 for 1. He'll drop a bunt right back to the pitcher. Jones will look at second, then fire on to first for the out. So the Express down a run, sacrificing here with 1 out. Mosley will be out 1-3 with the second out, and credit him with a sacrifice. And that'll leave it up to Tanner Harden. He grounded the pitcher his first time up. 0 for 1. The Express have the tying run in scoring position. The first pitch downstairs for a ball, 1-0. So a couple of 1-out free passes have come back to bite the Royals here. A walk, a hit batter, and a costly error in center field. The 1-0 fisted toward left field. Coming over hard is Abram, and he's going to make the catch right on the line to retire the side. A nice running catch by Todd Abram in left. But the Express score 3 runs on 2 hits, 1 costly Royals error, and there was 1 left on base. Your new score after an inning and a half: Winchester 4, Strawsburg 3. You listen to the Winchester Royals in Valley Baseball League action. We go to the bottom of the second. The 4-0 Royals lead has quickly been extinguished. There's a lead now 4-3. Back to the top of the order for the Royals. The first 4 guys all reached base in the first, but a new pitcher on the mound for Strasburg. John Gray on in relief. He will face Guy Padilla Abraham. Guy doubled and scored. He's 1 for 1 here this evening. The Royals have out hit the Express 5-3. 4-3 is the score on the scoreboard. First pitch to Guy. That'll catch the outside corner, 0-1. And I think the most frustrating thing about the strike zone for everybody involved is it's not consistent. Gray sets the 0-1. That'll check swing. Did he go too far? They're going to ask for help, and he says no, he did not. I think the catcher used to 2 umpires. He was pointing down to first, but 3 umpire crew, the guy at third makes that call, and he said no. Gray comes set, the 1-1. That's in there for a strike. I think Guy thought it might have been down and in, but a ball and 2 strikes to Connor Guy. Got the Royals going in the first, trying to get him going here again in the second. The 1-2. line towards center field should be easy for Mosley. He will range over into left center field for the catch and the first out here in the Royals' second. Bring up Jamie Padilla. Padilla 1 for 1 with a run scored. First pitch off the plate for ball 1-0. The 1-0 swung on and missed. He pulled the string on Padilla. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. Probably a couple of unearned runs there. That ball grounded to third. Up with it is Jones. He'll set his feet, low throw to first, but it's scooped. No, it is not scooped. Beaver couldn't come up with it. It'll be a base runner at first for the Royals. Low throw. I think a good throw gets him. We'll see how they score it. That'll bring up Abraham. Abraham singled and drove in a run his first time up. 1 for 1 at the run scored, an RBI. First pitch to Abraham will miss inside for a ball. 1-0. And it is scored an error. The error charged to Beaver at first. First error of the game for Strasburg. The Royals have a runner at first with 1 out now. For Abraham, the 1-0 tap foul toward the Royals dugout. Count evens 1-1. That'll miss outside. 2-1 the count on the Royals left fielder Todd Abraham. The 2-1 swung on and missed. Good hard fastball there. Count evens up 2-2. The 2-2 fouled down toward the Strasburg bullpen. The count holds 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Swung on and missed. Foul tipped into the catcher's glove. Abraham down on strikes and 2 outs for the Royals here in the second for Parker Fry. Fry 1 for 1 with an RBI and a run scored. His first at bat as a Royal. Padilla still at first, reached on a 1-out error. He's off of the pitch now. Throw down to second base is going to be not in time, as Padilla will steal it. And he'll be at second base now with 2 outs for the number 4 hitter for the Royals. For Padilla, his 4th stolen base in 5 attempts. Fry trying to drive in his second run as a Royal. The 1-0. Right back up the middle, off the glove. It's going to sneak into center field, knocked down by Stewart, and he's not going to have time to pick it up and throw out Padilla at the plate. Padilla was coming all the way. Stewart, a nice job to dive and knock it down, but it got off his glove and rolled away. By the time he was able to retrieve it, Parker Fry had picked up his second RBI in as many at-bats for the Royals. The Royals get one of those 3 back. give Fry another hit and another RBI, and he'll be at first for Justin Ruiz, who struck out his first time up. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. The 0-1. Tap foul at the plate and to the backstop, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at first. Royals lead at 5-3 now. Gray comes set, the 0-2. Swung on and missed. Good hard slider down and away, and Ruiz down on strikes for the second time in his many innings. For the Royals in the second, a run on a hit. There was 1 error, and there was 1 runner left on base. Your score after 2 complete. Winchester 5, Strasburg 3. You listen to the Winchester Royals in Valley Baseball League action. We go to the third. Royals lead at 5-3. Ron Davis back to the mound for the Royals. He'll face the middle of the order for Strasburg here in the third. 3, 4, 5, Jones, Beaver, and Ibe. Jones 1 for 1, singled with 2 outs in the first, was left stranded. Royals scored 4 in the first, clinging to a 5-3 lead now. That slider in there for a strike, 0-1. Front Royal leads Woodstock 1-0. They're in the top of the fourth. That's over in Front Royal. Swung on, fouled. Toward the bullpen. 0-2 the count. Bottom of the third at Fireman's Field over in Purcellville, 0-0 between the Cannons and the Newmarket Rebels. The 0-2 tap foul will do it again, 0-2. 5 runs, 6 hits, an error for the Royals. 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Express. Davis sets the 0-2. This is upstairs. Ball and 2 strikes. Strasburg leadoff hitter here in the third. The 1-2. That'll miss upstairs. 2-2 the count. Good overcast skies here, cooling everything down at the ballpark. The 2-2 misses downstairs, 3-2. Three balls, two strikes. The leadoff hitter. Big deep breath. The 3-2 fisted towards second base. It's going to get over his head into right center field. Jones will pick up his second hit of the game. He'll stop at first. Is over to cut it off. Jamie Padilla. First base runner to lead off the inning on base for the Express here this afternoon. And he'll be there with nobody out for Landon Beaver. Beaver grounded to short his first time 0 for 1. That's going to be grounded into right field for a base hit. So back-to-back hits by the Express to start the third. And they've got it going with nobody out. Beaver picks up his first hit of the game. Fifth hit of the game for the Express, second here in the inning. That'll bring up Josh Ibe. Ibe grounded to short his first time. The Royals like to see him do that again and see if Albert and the crew can't roll one over. Davis comes set. He'll check the runners. First pitch to Ibe. Upstairs for a ball, 1-0. Tying run on base. The Express trying to erase that early 4-run deficit, the 1-0, and that'll miss inside, 2-0. Ibe will take time to adjust his shin guard. Now he's ready to go. Jones picks up his sign. Davis picks up his sign. Jones is at second base. The 2-0 lifted towards center field. Padilla going back on it. Gets to the fence, and that is out of here. That's a 3-run bomb off the bat of Josh Ibe. And that will erase that 4-run deficit in a hurry. For Ibe, his first home run of the season for the Express. RBIs 5, 6, and 7. And what was once 4-0 Winchester is now 6-5 Strasburg on the long one off the bat of Josh Ibe. That'll bring up Aiden Stewart. Stewart walked and scored. I think the Express are going to call the Royals and say every time we play, can you give us a 3 or 4 run disadvantage so we can come from behind to win? The Express have done it again. He raced a 3-0 lead in Strasburg on Saturday, 4-0 lead gone here tonight. The 1-0 fouled out of play. 1-1 the count. And Ibe didn't get cheated. He went dead center field, deepest part of the ballpark. Padilla kept going back until he couldn't go back anymore. The 1-1 to Stewart. That'll miss and go all the way to the backstop. 2-1. The hits are now even at 6 apiece. The errors are even at 1 apiece, but suddenly Strasburg has the lead. The 2-1. That's line down the line, but it'll be foul heading toward the Royals bullpen. Stewart made a bid for extra bases down the left field line, but hooked it foul. Royals trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. Express trying to Get a little bit closer to Woodstock in the standings. The 2-2. That'll miss outside 3-2. Woodstock trails Front Royal early in that game in the battle of first place teams over in Front Royal. The 3-2 swung on and missed. I think he chased ball 4, but Stewart down on a hard slider just over his shoe tops for the first out here in the inning. And that'll bring up Jacob Payne. Payne was hit by a pitch and scored. So the Express, after getting down 4-0, 3 in the second, 3 in the third, have taken the lead. Davis comes set. The first pitch to Payne. Line towards second base, and that's going to be over his head in the right field. They are just wearing out that airspace right above Frito's head. I mean, if he's Manute Bull, he's got a chance to catch some of those, but they're just cruising right over his head into right field for base hits. I'll bring up Carter Schmidt. Schmidt singled and scored his first time up. He's the one that hit the ball that bounced over Padilla's head in center field. And that might be the end of the line for Ron Davis, and that will indeed be a Royals pitching change. You can take Armando Nunez off the hook. He can no longer lose it, as the Express have taken the lead and will have a new pitcher. We'll total up Ron Davis's numbers and tell you about the new pitcher right after this. You're listening to the Winchester Royals of Valley Baseball League action. Michael Burnley, the right-hander from Shepherd College, will be the new pitcher for the Royals. Looks like, glancing down their stat sheet, Burnley making his first appearance on the season. So Burnley comes in with no record, no innings pitched, and will be the new Royals pitcher here. Go back to the correct page here, and we'll tell you about Davis's numbers. Davis will go 2 1/3 innings. He allows 7 hits. So far, he's given up 6 runs. They're all earned. The runner first is his responsibility. And Burnley will face Connor Schmidt with 1 out and a runner at first, down by a run now. First pitch to Schmidt, upstairs for a ball, 1-0. Schmidt singled and scored in the first. I'm sorry, it was the second he singled and scored. The 1-0. Upstairs 2-0, and he's been nowhere near the strike zone in the first two pitches he's thrown. The 2-0, that's outside, 3-0. So the Royals, after surrendering a 4-run lead, are now facing the issues that they faced on Saturday at Strasburg, throwing strikes. The 3-0, and that'll miss outside. He walked him on 4 straight. So Burnley comes into the game, and the first guy he faces, 4-pitch walk. That'll bring up Eduardo Castilla. Castilla singled and drove in a run his first time up. He's 1 for 1 with an RBI. And the Express with a chance to put a hurting on the Royals here in the inning. Still just 1 out. That'll drop in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. The 0-1 swung on and missed. Good hard fastball there. And Castilla down in the count now 0-2. Looked like Burnley finally said, you know what? Let's do it this way. Just reared back and fired. And that worked out real good. Still just 1 out. 2 strikes on the hitter now. The 0-2 from Burnley. Popped him up. Should be the infield fly rule. If Albert can get out far enough, he'll make the catch in shallow left field for the out. Nobody ever did call it, but Albert makes the catch in shallow left field for out number 2. And back to the top of the order now for the Express, Brett Mosley. Mosley 0 for 1. He also dropped down to sacrifice in that 3-run second inning. Strasburg 3 in the second, 3 in the third, and they now lead it 6-5 as the clouds get a little bit darker over us, which is nice. It's cooling everything off, but let's hope the rain stays away. First pitch to Mosley. Off the plate for a ball, 1-0. So Burnley, chance to limit the damage here, keep the Royals to within 1. If he can get out of it here. The 1-0. That misses downstairs, 2-0. Burnley has his sign. He'll check the runners around the bases. The 2-0. Burnley will make him wait. Now he comes home with it, and it'll be fouled into the screen. Count 2-1. Two balls and a strike. 2 on, 2 out. Burnley sets, checks the runner. Tap foul at the plate, 2-2 the count now. Payne at second, he singled. Schmidt at first, he walked. Already 3 in for the Express here in the third. They try to add to a 6-5 lead. Burnley has his sign. He'll come set. The 2-2. Lined into center field. It's going to drop for a base hit. Rounding third and coming to the plate. They're going to throw to the third and try to get the runner there, and they'll hit the runner and bounce away from him. And that's going to be just bad luck because I think a good throw gets him at third. But Padilla's throw hits the runner in the back. Give Mosley an RBI single. Schmidt comes to third. And on the throw to third, Mosley will move to second. And the Express now have runners on second and third with 2 outs and a chance to put a real big number on the Royals here. 7-5 now. First pitch misses. It catches the inside corner, 0-1. The 0-1. That's going to be lined into center field. That's going to score 2 more runs. And the Express all over the Royals here in the third inning. The throw to the plate. They got the runner hung up at first, but nobody's covering first. So the best Fry can do is run him back to first. So the Express have batted around here in the third. Give Harden a 2-run single. And Burnley a chance to get out of it. Did not work out, and now the Express are pouring it on. First pitch to Jones downstairs. Jones singled and scored to start this inning. He's 2 for 2. Just about everybody in the Strasburg lineup has scored already here in this game. 2-0 the count on Jones. 2-0, fouled out of play. 2-1 the count. Strasburg already 6 runs on 6 hits in the inning. And they're not done yet as Jones trying to pick up his 3rd hit of the game. The 2-1 slider down and away. Count 3-1 as the throw to second, not in time. And Harden will slide in safely with a stolen base. Burnley's 3-1 to Jones. Swung on and missed. 3-2. Burnley trying to slam the door here and put a tourniquet on the bleeding. The 3-2 fouled out of play. We'll do it again. 3-2. Nine runs on 9 hits for the Express. We're only in the top of the 3rd inning. The 3-2 line toward right field, going back onto this guy. He is going to watch it fly over his head and over the right field fence. And the hit parade continues for the Express here in the 3rd. Topher Jones has just picked up his 3rd hit of the game, a 2-run shot over the right field fence. For Mr. Jones. I think we decided Topher was playing in his first game for the Express, so it'll be his first home run of the season. He's 3 for 3 as a Strawsburg Express, and he Sure, the folks in Strasburg are going to be real excited to get him back into town and playing in front of them tomorrow night. First pitch in there for a strike to Landon Beaver. The 0-1 foul to the screen, 0-2. Burnley's retired just one hitter since he's come on. He walked the first, popped a short, then a single, and a bomb. Beaver 1 for 2. He has scored for the Express, and the only one not to score for Strasburg here this afternoon, or tonight rather, is the number 9 hitter, Eduardo Castilla, and he was stranded at second back in the second. 1-2 the count. Everybody in Strasburg's lineup has picked up a hit except for Aiden Stewart. The 1-2 swung on and missed, and that will bring the inning to an end, but a very productive inning for the Strasburg Express. They score 8 times on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. The Royals commit no errors in the inning, and Strasburg will leave nobody on as Jones made sure of that when he wiped him clean. Your score after 3.5 is now Strasburg 11, Winchester 5. You're listening to the Winchester Royals and Valley Baseball League action. We go to the bottom of the third. The Royals work to do. We talk about Strasburg having 10 home runs coming into the game because they play at that small park in Strasburg. Guess what? That small park in Strasburg didn't have anything to do with the blast that went out of here this afternoon, as they have hit 2. The Express have hit more home runs in this game than the Royals have hit all season. And they have blown this one open after being down 4-0. They have rallied back and now lead it 11-5. John Gray back to the mound for the Express. He'll face 6, 7, 8, Frito, Agar, and Frontera. First pitch, tap fouled on the third base line, 0-1. Frito walked and was stranded at third in the first inning. First 4 guys all reached base for the Royals. 8 of the first 9, and the first 4 guys scored. Royals hit into a double play to end the inning, and all of a sudden it was all Strasburg. Slider in there for a strike, 0-2, and definitely Frito did not think much of that call. It appeared to be up and out. The 0-2 down and away, count 1-2. And just from the first 3 innings of this game, I'm guessing this home plate umpire probably not going to get a lot of Christmas cards from these two teams come December. Gray sets the 1-2. Swung on, fouled into the catcher's glove. Bat falls all the way down toward the Royals bullpen, and Frito is down on strikes for out number 1. I'll bring up Agar. He's drove in a run with a bases loaded walk in the first, was stranded at third. Actually, I'm sorry, no, he was erased on the front end of the double play to end the inning at third. First pitch off the plate for a ball, 1-0. Fouled out of play. Count evens up 1-1. So I just heard that the Strasburg Express is going to petition the league to make sure that they're down 3 or 4 runs every time they play us in the early going. The 1-1, that'll drop in there for a strike, 1-2. Good hard slider there. Again, these two teams done with each other after tonight till the end of the month. The 1-2 just misses outside. Gray wanted it, didn't get it. Royals on the road tomorrow. They're in Front Royal to take on the Cardinals. Strawsburg travels to Covington tomorrow to take on the Lumberjacks. That's a 6:30 start for you Strasburg fans. A 2-2 foul down the first base side toward the front, or the Strasburg dugout rather. The count even 2-2 with 1 out. Royals back here on Wednesday to take on Culpeper, and then they'll close out the week here on Saturday against Front Royal. A couple of road games in between. The 2-2 fouled over the Royals dugout. The count evens 2-2. Gray comes set, the 2-2. Grounded towards second. Should be easy for Stewart. He'll field, throw on to first, throw up the line a little bit, but able to stay on the bag was Beaver for out number 2. Frontier singled and drove in a run his first time up. He's 1 for 1. 11 runs, 10 hits in air for the Express, 5, 6, and 1 for the Royals. First pitch, down and away for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0, that's in there for a strike, 1-1. Gray has his sign. He'll come set, the 1-1. That's grounded into left field for a base hit. Frontier 2 for 2 on the night. The Royals get a 2-out base runner here in the third. That'll bring up Easton Albert. Albert's first at-bat as a Royal into a 5-3 double play. We got a whole season ahead of us to tell Albert stories, but his father played for me right here at Shenandoah University many moons ago, longer back than either of us care to remember. First pitch to Easton in there for a strike, 0-1. Took the slider on the inner part of the plate. Albert tried to keep the inning going. The Royals 2 outs. The 0-1. That'll miss outside. Count evens at a ball and a strike. If Albert can keep the inning going, back to the top of the order for the Royals. Royals got some work to get done here. A 1-1. Fouled to the screen, 1-2. Ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Frontera at first after a 2-out single. A 1-2. Swung on and missed. He swung over the top of a hard breaking ball. Albert will strike out to end the inning, and we'll go to the 4th. For the Royals here in the 3rd, no runs a hit, no errors, a runner left. Your score after 3 complete. Strasburg 11, Winchester 5. You listen to the Winchester Royals in Valley Baseball League action. We go to the fourth. The Express lead at 11-5. They've scored 11 of the last 12 runs and have erased a 4-0 lead. Out of town scores. Front Royal leads Woodstock 3-0 in the top of the sixth of that battle for first place. And Newmarket leads Purcellville 1-0 over in Purcellville. And if Newmarket wins that game and the Royals were to lose this game, the Rebels would pass the Royals and the Royals would drop into last place in the early going here in the Northern Division standings. And here's that guy. Last time up, hit a 3-run home run to give the Express the lead. Josh Ivey is 1 for 2 with a 3-run shot, run scored, and 3 RBIs, and he's quickly ahead in the count now, 2-0. The 2-0 in there for a strike, 2-1 the count. The 2-1 in there for a strike, 2-2, and I'm not sure that I thought much of that call. We just asking the umpire maybe if he got the outside corner, whatever. He got the answer he was looking for. The 2-2 slider down and away, 3-2. Burnley will come set, his 3-2. Misses just downstairs. The Royals don't get the benefit of the borderline call there. And Ibe will be a leadoff hitter or leadoff runner here in the fourth. That'll bring up Aiden Stewart. Stewart, the only one in the Strasburg lineup without a hit. He walked, scored in the second. He's also struck out. Everybody else in Strasburg's lineup tonight with at least one hit. Mr. Jones has 3. First pitch to Stewart, misses inside for a ball, 1-0. And now with the rainouts and the game scheduled for next Monday, the Royals do not have another day off until 2 weeks from tonight. So there's a lot of baseball to be played between now and then. To be going through 4 and 5 pitchers a night. This pitch fouled off. Count evens up 1-1. But you got to live for the moment and try to win them when you can. Burnley tried to hold the Royals to just a 6-run deficit. The 1-1. That'll miss downstairs and kick all the way to the backstop. We'll see how they score it. In any event, there's going to be a runner at second base with nobody out. They're going to score a wild pitch charge to Burnley. And now Stewart with a chance to add to a 6-run lead. Burnley comes set, the 2-1. Grounded sharply but foul toward the Strasburg bullpen. It'll kick off the screen and roll about 3 inches shy of the left field line. That's a pretty good tee shot if you can do that on the golf course. Rolled it right onto the green. Count holds it 2-2. Express have out hit the Royals 10-7, but where it matters, they're up 6, the 2-2. Lifted toward left field. That could be trouble. He's going to drop in fair territory and go all the way to the wall. Abraham tried to make the diving stop, and it's going to go as a triple. He'll slide in safely there. Abraham laid out with all he had, but he dove and the ball went past him into the left field corner. Give Aiden Stewart his first hit of the game, an RBI triple, and the Express add on. 12-6 with a runner at third and nobody out. The Royals play back, not bringing their infield in. The 0-1 stays downstairs 1-1, so the Royals choose not to bring the infield in to cut the runner off at the plate, down 7 runs here in the fourth. So ground ball pretty much to anybody is going to score the run. Burnley will come set, the 1-1. Fouled off the catcher's glove to the backstop, 1-2. Now let's see if they bring him in 1-2 here. 7, 8, 9 to hit for the Express here in the fourth. They've already scored once, have another runner at third. Since getting shut out in the first, they've scored 3, 8, and 1 here. The 1-2 downstairs for a ball, 2-2. And the skies above us getting a little bit darker. We may not be here much longer. The 2-2 tap toward the pitcher's mound past Brunley on to second base, where Fredo will field it and throw out the runner at first. And I don't think it mattered. The Royals would have been in anyway, because that run was score on that ball, because it wasn't hit hard, got just past the pitcher's mound. So give Payne an RBI ground out. His first RBI of the game, first out of the inning, and the Royals now down 13-5 for Carter Schmidt, who has singled and walked. He has scored twice. Swung on and missed, nothing in one. The 0-1, that's downstairs, ball and a strike. 7 hits for the Express in the third inning. They've added 2 more here in the fourth. I'm sorry, just 1 more here in the fourth. That leadoff walk on the board again. The 1-1 tap foul toward the Strasburg dugout. 1-2 the count. Burnley comes set, the 1-2. Fouled into the screen. We'll do it again, 1-2. And that's not where you want that fastball, 1-2, but he got away with it there as Schmidt found it straight back. Burnley trying to hold the Royals right here, down 8 as we hit the top of the, or we play the top of the fifth and fourth inning. The 1-2, strike 3 called on the outside corner. Schmidt didn't think much of the call, but he is out number 2 here in the fourth. That'll bring up Eduardo Castilla. RBI single in the second. He's also popped to short. So no, it's been a while since he left us. Closed the book on Ron Davis. Davis, that pitch off the plate for a ball. 1-0. Davis goes 2 1/3, 7 runs are all earned. 7 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. He hit a batter. It stands to be the losing pitcher if the Royals can't rally. That pitch will catch the outside corner, 1-1. The Express a whole lot happier with the strike zone now that they're up 8 runs than they were when they were down 4. But still, the 1-1 swung on and missed, 1-2. Not a whole lot of people happy with the strike zone here tonight. Burnley comes set, his 1-2. Fouled out of play. We'll do it again, 1-2. Another 1-2 pitch. Way too good in the strike zone, but fouled out of play. Burnley sets the 1-2. That'll miss outside, 2-2. The guard tried to frame it, but way too far outside for even think about getting that call. 2-2 the count. Big deep breath from Burnley, the 2-2. Tried to hold up, he checked his swing and fouled it off into the backstop, so the count holds 2-2. Again, in case you're just joining us, a makeup game from opening night that was rained out here between the Express and the Royals. The 2-2. Swung on and missed. Good hard slider from Michael Burnley. He strikes out the last two he faces. But the Express, 2 more runs on 1 more hit. No Royals errors and nobody left on base. Your new score after 3.5 is now Strasburg 13, Winchester 5. You listen to the Winchester Royals in Valley Baseball League action. Connor Guy will lead it off for the Royals as we start the bottom half of the 5th. Strasburg leads at 13-5 here at the ballpark. Mark Sawyer on the call for tonight's game between the Strasburg Express and the Winchester Royals. Royals, just like Saturday night, jumped out to a nice early lead, but it didn't last long. First pitch to Guy. Slider in there for a strike. Another pitch that a hitter didn't think fondly of. Guy doubled and scored in the first. He flew to center in the second. 1 for 2, the run scored. The 0-1. That'll catch the inside corner, 0-2, and he definitely didn't like that call, as most of the press box crew agree on the pitch, probably a little bit inside. 0-2 the count on the Royals' leadoff hitter, and he'll take a slider down and in. Got to wait on the call to make sure he doesn't call something that you're not prepared for. 1-2 is the count. Guy trying to get the Royals going here in the 4th. Fouled into the screen. We'll do it again. 1-2. 13 runs, 11 hits in air for Strasburg. 5 runs, 7 hits in air for the Royals. Everybody else in the middle of their game heading toward the last third. We're still in the 4th inning here. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Connor got down on strikes. First out here in the 4th. I'll bring up Jamie Padilla. Padilla's been on base twice. He has scored twice, singled and scored, reached on an error, has a stolen base, and a couple of runs. All 5 runs for the Royals have been scored by the first 4 hitters in the lineup. And that's where 5 of their 7 hits have come from. The 0-1 in there for a strike, nothing in 2, and Padilla didn't like that call. So a lot of the frustration comes from being down 8 runs, but none too happy with the strike zone are both teams here this evening. The 0-2 slider down and away, 1-2. The 1-2 upstairs, 2-2. Gray sets the 2-2. That'll miss inside. Runs count full, 3-2. Gray sets 3-2. Grounded toward third. Out of the outstretched glove of Topher Jones into left field for a base hit. So the Royals will pick up a 1-out base hit here. Padilla picks up his second. And he'll be a 1-out base runner at first for Todd Abraham. Abraham singled, drove, and a run is scored in the first. He's also struck out. Since coming on in the first inning, we're not talking about Burnley. We're trying to. Gray's gone 3 innings, allowed 3 hits, 1 run. It's unearned. No walks, and he struck out 5. Again, he relieved Nunez with 1 out in the first. Throw to first back in time is Padilla. 8th hit of the night for the Royals, but they need a lot more of those to change what matters. First pitch to Abraham downstairs for a ball. 1-0 the count. Gray sets, checks the runner. The 1-0. Down and away, 2-0. Gray peers in for his sign. Has one he likes. He'll take a look at Padilla at first. The 2-0. Slider in there for a strike, 2-1. Pitch in there for a strike. Abraham didn't like that one. It's 2-2. Check of the runner, the 2-2. Ball 3 down and away, and it's going to bounce away from the catcher. Padilla is going to move up, and Abraham tried to, I guess they called him out on strikes. Oh, wow. I thought it was ball 3. It's strike 3, so Abraham out on strikes. Padilla will move up on the wild pitch, and he'll be there now with 2 outs, and we may have a new pitcher for the Express. They said Abraham swung at it, so he's down on strikes for the second time tonight. Doesn't look like there is a pitcher coming in from the Strasburg bullpen, so that'll be at the end of the night for John Gray. 2 outs here in the 4th. Gray will be lifted. Gray goes 3 1/3. So far, he's allowed 1 run. It's unearned. The runner at second base is his responsibility. No walks, 6 strikeouts. I think we had at least 1 wild pitch in there on him. I think 1 wild pitch. New pitcher number 16, I'm being told. Thank you. Parker Fry will stand in to face the new pitcher for the Express, number 16, Davis Rivers from Wolford College is the new pitcher. We'll see if he is. I couldn't find him on the roster, so we'll assume that this is his first appearance. Right-handed pitcher from Wolford. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. There he is. He's making his 3rd appearance, all in relief. He's worked 2 innings, allowed 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned. He's walked 1, struck out 4. No win-loss record. An earned run average of 4.50. Davis Rivers, the new Strasburg pitcher. The 1-1 to Fry. Off the plate for ball, 2-1. The 2-1 off the plate for ball, 3-1, and Mr. Rivers getting a feel for what the strike zone is here tonight. So the runner at second base is Gray's responsibility. The 3-1 catches the outside corner, 3-2. And don't quote me on this, but I'd say that same pitch was just called ball 3 a minute ago. Parker Fry, he's 2 for 2 with a run scored and 2 RBIs in his first game as a Royal. The 3-2. Grounded right back up the middle. It's going to be scooped up by the shortstop Harden on to first. 2 in the inning. So Fry made a bid for another base hit up the middle, but Harden able to range over, make the play, and throw him out at first. For the Royals, no runs a hit. There were no errors. Runner left. Your score after 4 complete remains Strasburg 13, Winchester 5. You're listening to the Winchester Royals and Valley Baseball League action. We go to the top of the fifth. Since the first inning, it's been all Strasburg. They lead at 13-5. Back to the top of the order for the Express. Mosley, Harden, Jones to hit here in their half of the fifth. First pitch from Burnley. Downstairs for a ball, 1-0. Mosley, 1 for 2. He singled, drove in a run, and scored in the third. The 8-run third with the Express batted around. Sent 11 guys to the plate. This one ripped down the right field line, but just foul. Didn't miss extra bases by much as that hooked just barely foul. Ball and a strike, top of the fifth. Royals down by 8. Starting to inch closer to that area where the Royals need to think about scoring a couple runs, because a couple of Strasburg runs ends this thing after 7. The 1-1. Lifted toward left field. Abraham coming in, going back on it is Albert. Albert will make the catch in shallow left field. The outfielders weren't going to be able to get there, but Albert able to range out and make the catch for the first out of the inning. I bring up Tanner Harden. Harden singled, drove in 2 in the third. He scored and also stole a base. Everybody in the Express lineup is a hit. Everybody but Castilla in the 9-hole has a run scored. And all but 2 have driven in a run. Slider in there for a strike, 0-1. Ironically, the cleanup hitter, Landon Beaver, is one of the 2 without an RBI. The 0-1. Downstairs for a ball. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Royals on the road tomorrow night at Front Royal. Take on the Cardinals. Strasburg travels down the wonderful track down to Covington to take on the Lumberjacks. Fastball off the plate for a ball, 2-1. The 2-1. Line towards center field. Padilla on his horse. He's going to range over and make the catch. In left center field, Harden hit it right on the screws, but Padilla able to track it down. For the second out here in the fifth. The Royals have not enjoyed a 3-up, 3-down inning yet tonight. Closest they had was a 2-out single in the first. So they got 3 of the 4 hitters. Strasburg scored 3 in the second, 8 in the third, 2 in the fourth. Burnley trying to shut him down here in the fifth. Fastball in there for a strike, 0-1. Burnley sets the 0-1. That ball's ripped toward right center or left center field. Padilla's on his horse. He's not going to be able to catch up to it. Off the fence in the air. It'll be a stand-up double. So much for the 1-2-3 inning as Topher Jones. Talk about having a day. Jones decided that his first day in the Strasburg uniform, he was just going to go out and go 4 for 4, hit a bomb, drive in a couple runs, score a couple times. 4th hit of the game for Jones. Twelfth hit of the game for the Express. Jones has 4 of them. And he's at second base now with 2 outs for Landon Beaver, who I just mentioned doesn't have an RBI yet tonight, which he's just a base hit away from changing that. Fouled out of play. 0-1. Beaver 1 for 3. He's grounded out, singled, and scored. He's also struck out. Burnley comes set, the 0-1. Line into center field. Padilla coming on, and he is not going to be able to make the play. It's going to drop in front of him. Beaver has his second hit of the night, and he is now officially in the RBI club. Jones comes on to score, and the Express rally here with 2 outs to pick up another run. And now everybody in the lineup with a hit and an RBI for Strasburg. And Josh Ibe, who hit one that probably hadn't landed yet last time up, went to dead center field and drove in 3 to give the Express the lead at the time. Since then, the Express have scored 8 more runs, and the Royals have not scored anything. Fouled out of play, 0-1. Ibe 1 for 2. He's grounded out, 3-run home run in the third. Also walked and scored in the fourth. The 0-1. Burnley comes set, the 0-1. That'll catch the outside corner, 0-2. Burnley will check the runner at first, the 0-2. Slider fouled back. Count holds 0-2. So the Express have added 1 more run on 2 more hits here in the inning. The 0-2. That ball hammered towards left field. Going back on it is Abraham. He's going to watch it fly over the scoreboard. Josh Ibe gets into another one, a no-doubter over the scoreboard, and the Express are pouring it on here tonight. Ibe's second home run of the game, his 5th RBI. I would say that Josh Ibe was looking for a pitch. He got what he was looking for, and he hammered it over the scoreboard. In left field, Abraham went back and just kind of watched it fly. Aiden Stewart. He is 1 for 2. He's driven in a run, scored twice. It is now 15-5, and the Royals need to start thinking about getting some runs. Otherwise, this one's going to stop after 7. In there for a strike. Count evens up 1-1. A 1-1. Downstairs for a ball. 2-1. Burnley sets the 2-1. That'll catch something. I'm not sure where. I thought it was downstairs, but it's 15-5. Umpire says it's a strike. 2-2 the count now. Apparently, I can't see. It's 16-5. They have scored 3 times here in the inning. Swung on and missed. And that'll end the inning. The Express ring the bell 3 more times here in the inning. For Strasburg, 3 runs on 3 hits. Once again, Josh Ibe wiped some clean. No Winchester errors, nobody left. Your score after 4.5. We're halfway home. Probably quicker if the Royals don't score some. It's Strasburg 16, Winchester 5. You're listening to the Winchester Royals in Valley Baseball League action. 5, 6, 7, Ruiz, Fredo, and Agar to hit for the Royals here in the sixth, or in the fifth rather. We haven't got to the fifth yet. Lots of work for the Royals to do. Davis Rivers back to the mound for Strasburg. His 1-0 offering. Ruiz tried to hold up, could not, went around too far. 1-1 the count. One and two the count. That's off the plate for ball. 1-2 the count. Rivers comes set, the 2-2. Slider in the dirt for a ball. Count runs full, 3-2. Royals scored 4 in the first, had a nice comfortable 4-0 lead after one. It didn't last long. Strasburg 3 in the second, 8 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 3 more in the fifth. They lead it now 16-5. This one lifted toward right field. Nobody going to get to that. Is going to drop in front of all three hit players. And Ruiz is going to pick up a bloop single down the right field line that dropped in front of everybody. His first hit of the night, ninth hit for the Royals. And it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter here. So Frida will be pinch hit for. Number 28, John Emmendorfer from Charleston Southern. Emmendorfer will hit for Fredo and probably stay in the game to play second base. First pitch to Emmendorfer inside for ball 1-0. Emmendorfer on the season, a .268 hitter. He's played in 4 games for the Royals, 4 for 15, no home runs, 4 RBIs. He's ahead in the count 1-0. The 1-0, that's downstairs, up. That'll catch the outside corner, 1-1. So Emmendorfer, new to the game, gets a low to the strike zone. Throw to first back in time is Ruiz, and Ruiz being a catcher at first down by 11 runs. I don't expect he's going anywhere. The 1-1 to Emmendorfer, popped it up. Payne will give it a look. It's going to land in the first row of the bleachers right to the left of the Strasburg dugout. 1-2 the count. Ball and 2 strikes, nobody out. Royals down 11 here in the bottom half of the fifth. 1-2, line toward left field. It's going to get over the shortstop's head just barely for a base hit. So Emmendorfer with a pinch hit single. Lofted it just over Harden's head. Harden went back with everything he had, threw the glove out to try to see if it would cooperate with him and drop into his glove, but it did not. So the Royals have the biggest rally they've had going for a while. Joey Agar is 0 for 1. He drove in a row, the bases loaded walk in the first. He's also grounded out. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. And you look at the scoreboard, and the Royals have only been out hit 14-10, but boy, it's those 16 runs on the board for the Express that are intimidating. The 0-1, that's downstairs for a ball, 1-1. Frontera wakes on deck. He has 2 of the Royals' 10 hits. Rivers comes set, the 1-1. Swung on and missed. He had a home run hat, came up empty. 1-2 the count. Rivers sets, check of the runners. A 1-2. Fouled out of play. We'll do it again, 1-2. The 1-2 misses inside, 2-2 the count. Check of the runners, a 2-2. Just misses. Count runs full, 3-2. That's certainly one of those pitches that we have seen called a strike at some point tonight. Definitely not consistently. 3-2, nobody out, bottom of the fifth. Royals down by a bunch. Checking the runners, the 3-2. That ball's flying down the right field, and it's going to be into the corner for a base hit. One run's going to score, rounding third and coming home. They're going to hold him at third. It's going to be an RBI double for Joey Agar. Got it right on the line, going down the right field line into the corner. That'll bring up Frontera. Again, Frontera 2 for 2. He drove in a run in the first. Ruiz scores. Emmendorfer around to third. First pitch to Frontera off the plate. The 1-0. Downstairs for a ball, 2-0. They're going to say he did not go. Strasburg asks for help on the appeal. Royals have runners second and third, nobody out. They've inched a little bit closer here. Of course, they got to be to within 10 after 7 innings or the game is over. The 2-0. Swung on and missed. Frontera offered it a 2-0 high fastball. Swings through it, 2-1. Rivers 2-1. That'll catch the inside corner. Frontera thought otherwise. 2-2 the count. Royals trying to get a little bit closer. The 2-2. That's in the dirt. Count runs full, 3-2. Front Royal has extended their lead over Woodstock, 6-0 there in the 8th. Newmarket continues to lead Purcellville 1-0. They're also in the 8th, and here we are creeping along in the 5th. The 3-2. He went too far, called him out on strikes. Frontera wants to know if he's on the swing or on the pitch, and I don't know if he got an answer either way, but either way, he's out. That'll bring up Easton Albert. Albert's first game in Winchester. Fresh off his trip with his teammates to the Division II World Series. He grounded to a double play in the first, struck out in the third. Chance to pick up his first RBI as a Winchester Royal. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. And as we have become accustomed to tonight, not thrilled with the call, and he'll ask the umpire, "Are you sure that wasn't downstairs?" I know one thing, the home plate umpires had a lot of conversations with hitters tonight. The 0-1 to Albert. Downstairs, ball 1-1. ball is striking out. Easton Albert trying to drive in a couple runs here for the Royals. Get them a little bit closer. The 1-1 off the plate for a ball, 2-1. The 2-1. And just misses outside. I'm not sure where. The Express dugout would like to know the answer to that question, as would Davis Rivers. 3-1 the count now on Albert. The 3-1. That pitch is about a foot and a half outside. He just called it a strike. I'm not one to talk about the umpires, but there is no way that was a strike. That just hit a left-handed hitter. Albert called strike 2 on the pitch. Payoff pitch due now to the Royal shortstop. And this one he'll take outside, and it will remain outside. So Albert draws the walk to load the bases. It's like potluck with the umpire back there. You just don't know what you're going to get. That'll bring up Connor Guy. Guy doubled and scored in the first. He's also flown out and struck out. Before Guy gets to the plate, though, we're going to have a visit from the Express out to the pitcher and probably just a conversation. Say, look, he's been terrible all night. Just deep breath and go to work. Meeting on the mound is over. Guy hits here at the bases loaded and 1 out, trying to get the Royals back into it a little bit. First pitch, slider outside corner, strike 1. Rivers comes set. He'll check the runners. The 0-1. Fouled out of play, 0-2 the count on the Royals right fielder Connor Guy. They go to the 9th in Purcellville. Newmarket 1-0 over the Cannons. The 0-2. Fouled out of play. We'll do it again, 0-2. Davis sets his 0-2. Tap towards second. Up with it is Stewart. He will tag the runner going to second. A nice job by Easton Albert. He will slide to try to avoid the tag and make Stewart come and tag him. So there'll be the only out. So Guy will reach on the fielder's choice. Credit him with an RBI. We're going to have a pinch hitter here for the Royals. That's the first out of the inning. Troy Davis from East Strasburg will be the pinch hitter. His first at-bat as a Royal. Another one of the players from East Strasburg. He'll hit for Padilla, who finishes the night 2 for 3 with a couple of runs scored. Throw to first back in time is Guy. Guy is going to steal second, and he'll slide in safely as Payne was unable to handle the pitch. And I stand corrected. Frontera had struck out, so there are 2 outs here in the inning. Royals now have runners on second and third as Davis will try to pick up his first RBI as a Winchester Royal. The 1-0. In there for a strike, 1-1. Welcome to the game. Is that one down and in? Rivers comes set, checks the runners, the 1-1. That one's in there for a strike, 1-2. So we'll assume Davis is probably going to stay in to play center field for Padilla. Either that or one of the corner outfielders will move to center. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. He threw a fastball by him, and Davis down on strikes. So that'll do it for the Royals here in the inning. They scored twice on 3 hits. There were no errors, and they'll leave a runner on base. Your score after 5 complete is now Winchester trailing. Strasburg leads at 16-7. You're listening to the Winchester Royals and Valley Baseball League action. We go to the 6th. The Royals will make a pitching change. On to pitch now for the Royals. Connor Chansey from West Liberty University making his 3rd appearance for Winchester. Again, working his 3rd game. He's allowed 4 1/3 innings, worked 4 1/3 innings, allowed 5 hits, 1 run. It was earned. 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. He is 1-0 with an earned run average of 2.07. Payne will lead it off for the Express here in the 6th. Payne is 1 for 2. He's been hit by a pitch, singled, drove in a run on a ground out, scored twice. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. The 0-1, that'll miss down and away. Count evens up at a ball to strike. Burnley will go 2 2/3. He allows 9 runs. They're all earned. Fouled out of play. 1-2 the count. He gave up 7 hits. He walked 2. Struck out 4. Gave up 2 home runs, a wild pitch. Will not figure into the decision tonight as Chansey strikes out Payne to start the 6th inning here. I'm going to bring up Carter Schmidt, rather. Schmidt, 1 for 2. He's singled, walked, scored twice, and struck out. First pitch fouled into the screen, 0-1. Front Royal and Woodstock, they go to the 9th with the Cardinals leading that one 7-0. 1-1 off the plate for ball 2-1. No confirmation, but we're assuming John Emmendorfer stayed in play second base for the Royals, and Troy Davis is playing center field. Okay, Bodie Poland has gone to center field for the Royals, so Davis did not stay in the game. Bodie Poland now playing center field for the Royals, and Emmendorfer at second. The 2-2 swung on and missed. Chansey has struck out the first two he's faced here in the sixth, and that'll bring up Eduardo Castillo. Castillo 1 for 3, single, drove in a run in the second. He's also popped out and struck out. And I'm not going to say anything about the Royals looking for their first 1-2-3 inning of the day, because every time I do, something bad happens. First pitch misses downstairs for a ball, 1-0. Well, the Royals have made it to where we got to go to at least till Strasburg scores another run. The 1-0 high and tight 2-0 is the 10-run rule not in effect. It doesn't take place until after the seventh anyway. But the Royals get two to get back within that threshold. The wind, the 2-0, popped it up. Albert and Emmendorfer going back. Emmendorfer calling everybody off in shallow center field. And the Royals do indeed get that elusive first 1-2-3 inning of the night. Nothing doing for Strasburg in the sixth. Your score after 5.5. Strawsburg 16, Winchester 7. You're listening to the Winchester Royals in Valley Baseball League action. We go to the bottom of the sixth. Royals down a bunch. Strasburg will make a pitching change. Now on to pitch Mitchell Dean. Mitchell from Gulf Coast Community College will face 3-4-5 for the Royals here. Todd Abraham will lead it off. Oh, no, Bodie Poland will lead it off. So Poland hitting for Abraham, so the Royals must have made all kinds of changes in the outfield. So Poland hitting for Abraham. So we know Padilla's out of the game, and now Abraham's out of the game. Swung on and missed. 2-1 the count on Poland. Abraham finishes the night 1 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI. The 2-1, or the 1-2 rather. The 2-1 is now 3-1 as that misses inside and high. 3-1. Swung on and missed. Chased the ball up around his letters to run the count full. Swung on and missed. Bodie pulling down on strikes for the start the Royals' sixth. I bring up Parker Fry. Fry is 2 for 3. A couple RBI singles in the first and second. He scored a run and grounded out. He hits with 1 out here in the inning. Off the plate for a ball, 1-0. Davis Rivers goes an inning and a third. He gave up 2 runs. They're both earned. Pitch misses inside, 2-0. Rivers gave up 3 hits. 1 walk. He struck out 2. And he will not figure into the decision here this evening. That fastball catches the outside corner. John Gray stands to be the winner. Ron Davis for the Royals stands to be the loser, barring a huge Royals comeback. That fastball off the plate for a ball, 3-1 the count. The 3-1. That'll catch the corner. 3-2 the count. Another Royals hitter fooled by the umpire, as he thought that was outside. They've gone to the bottom of the ninth in Purcellville. Newmarket 1-0 over the Cannons. Last chance for Purcellville to pull that one out. The 3-2, that'll miss inside. And Fry will be a 1-out base runner at first. We're going to have a new pinch hitter here for the Royals. New hitter from Seton Hall. First pitch on the corner for a strike, 0-1. Frank Skravanek from Seton Hall University. Playing in his 4th game for the Royals, a 143 hitter, 1 for 7, no home runs, 1 RBI. Takes a pitch off the plate for a ball, 1-0. The 1-1 throw to first back in time is Fry. Fry's not going anywhere. It's 16-9. The 1-1 in there for a strike, and Skravanek thought that was downstairs. Mitchell Dean gets the call on the borderline pitch. The 1-2. Grounded toward short, could be 2. He bobbles it up to 1 to get the out at second base, so the bobble cost him the double play. Fry will be retired at second on the fielder's choice, and Skravanek will be the hitter at first now with 2 outs. That'll bring up Emmendorfer. Emmendorfer singled, scored last inning in his first at-bat of the game. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Nothing and 1 the count on Emmendorfer. Royals 2 outs here in the 6th. They're down a bunch. Fouled out of play, 0-2 the count. Strasburg 16 runs, 14 hits. They've committed an error. The Royals 7 runs, 11 hits. They've committed 1 error. The 0-2 to Emmendorfer. Lifted toward right field. Should be easy for Castilla, and it will be. He'll settle under it and make the catch. So the Royals get a one-out base runner, but can't move him around. No runs, no hits, no errors, a runner left. Your score after 6 complete. Strasburg 16, Winchester 7. You're listening to the Winchester Royals Valley Baseball League action. We go to the 7th. It's Strasburg 16, Winchester 7. Defensive changes as of last inning. Bodie Poland is in the game to play center. Troy Davis stayed in the game to play left. Connor Chansey back to the mound for the Royals. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. 1-2-3 for Strasburg here in the 7th. Mosley, Harden, and that guy Jones. Topher Jones has had a career here tonight. He likes playing at Winchester. And that's going to hit him on the front shoulder, it looked like. So he will trot down to first. A leadoff base runner for the Express here in the 7th. I bring up Tanner Harden. Harden 1 for 4. A 2-run double. I'm sorry, a 2-run single and a stolen base. He also scored a run. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Topher Jones waits on deck. He has gone 4 for 4, 3 runs scored, a double, a 2-run home run he's driven into. He's a triple shy of the cycle, if anybody's thinking along those lines, the 0-1. And there for a strike, 0-2. The Express score a run here, and the Royals do not in the bottom of the 7th. This game is over. Grounded toward the hole. Diving stop by Emmendorfer. He'll get to his feet, throw on to first. Great play by John Emmendorfer to rob Harden of a base hit. That ball looked like that was headed toward right field, but Emmendorfer able to cut it off and throw him out at first. I don't know what the Royals are thinking in the dugout, but I'm not opposed to them. Just not, well, I was going to say walk this guy, and then you got Beaver and I have been hitting the ball all night long too. So Jones is a triple shy of the cycle. Right now just looking for a base hit to get that 17th run across so Strasburg can try to end this one in the 7th. Swung on and missed, 0-1. Chansey comes set, the 0-1. Tap toward third, it's going to be foul. Probably a good thing. I'm not sure if Frontera could have thrown him out from there. 0-2 the count. Mosley at second. Strasburg leads it by 9. Everybody else has gone final. A couple pair of shutouts in the league. Slider off the plate for ball 1-2 the count. Newmarket knocks off Purcellville 1-0. And Front Royal takes over first place as they knock off Woodstock 7-0. These Royals at first place, Front Royal tomorrow night. The 1-2 line towards center field. Bodie coming on, and he will make the catch, and he'll hold the runner there. Line drive right to the Royals center fielder. First time the Royals have retired Jones tonight. That'll bring up Landon Beaver. Beaver's had himself a nice night. He's 2 for 4. A couple runs scored, couple of or one RBI. Express have been credited with 14 RBIs here tonight. Beaver trying to make that one more. First pitch to Beaver off the plate, in there for a strike. Another outside pitch that got to kind of guess along with the umpire here tonight. The 0-1 to Beaver as he tries to get the Express their 10-run lead back. That's off the plate for a ball 1-0. Ball and a strike, 2 outs. Chansey trying to keep the Royals to within 9. The 1-1. Grounded foul toward the Strasburg dugout, rather. 1-2 the count. Everybody else has gone final. We'll get rid of the scoreboard page and look into this one and see that it's still 16-7 Strasburg. The 1-2 foul to the screen. We'll do it again, 1-2. Mosley led off. He was hit by a pitch. He's moved to second on a ground out. He stays there now with 2 outs. 16 runs, 14 hits, 1 error for the Express. Royals have only been out hit 14-11, but the Express have done more damage with theirs. The 1-2. That ball lined down the line. That's going to be in there for extra bases. Run is going to score. Rounding first and heading to second. Landon Beaver has given the Express their 10-run lead back. He picks up his 3rd hit and 2nd RBI of the game. And that'll bring up Ibe. And oh, by the way, as he had himself a night. And the Royals, smartly enough, are going to say, there's no way we're pitching to that guy again. We'll wait till see him end of the month. So they will walk Ibe to get to Stewart. First pitch in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0. That ball ripped down the first base line, but foul. Stewart making bid for extra bases. Everybody in the Strasburg lineup at least 1 hit. Everybody has scored at least 1 run except for Castilla. Everybody's driven in at least 1 except for Schmidt. The Express have pretty much had their way here since the first inning. Since the Royals scored 4 in the first, it's been 17-3 Strasburg. The 1-1 swung on and missed. Good hard slider there. Stewart swung over the top of it. 1-2 the count. Not a lot of time to lick your wounds either. You're on the road tomorrow night against a Front Royal team that just took over first place. And oh yeah, by the way, they just beat you last week. Royals looking their third loss in a row, dead in the eye. The 1-2. That'll miss outside, and you can see Stewart just hold his breath, waiting to see if that was going to be called a strike. Count evens up 2-2. Chansey checks the runners to 2-2. That'll miss downstairs 3-2. I think that's only 3, isn't it? Well, where's he going? I guess he figured. I guess it hit him. I guess it must have hit him because that's only ball 3. Everybody's moving up. So Stewart gets hit, I guess, hit on the foot by the pitch. So after the first hitter reached on being hit by a pitch, Chansey retired the next 2, but a big RBI double by Landon Beaver, an intentional walk, and a hit batter. And the Express have them loaded here with 2 outs in the 7th. That's in there for a strike, 0-1. Jacob Payne, the catcher, he has scored twice, 1 hit, driven in a run, 1 for 3. The 0-1 in there for a strike, 0-2. Chansey's 0-2 to Payne off the plate for a ball, 1-2. Try to get him to chase a slider down and away. Well, depending on what happens here with Payne, the Royals need to score at least 1 in the bottom of the 7th, or this one comes to a close. Payne can make that a little more tougher. The 1-2, that's off the plate, 2-2. Ten-run game. I'm sure neither team wants to burn any more pitching, considering nobody's off for the next 2 weeks. The 2-2 popped it up. Let's see if there's a play. Agar's going to come back and make the catch about halfway between the plate and the backstop to end the inning. But the Express add on a run on just 1 hit. There were no errors. And the Express leave them loaded. Your score after 6.5. Strasburg 17, Winchester 7. Do or die time for the Royals. They've got to score a run or it's over. You're listening to the Royals on the Royals Radio Network. On to try to close it out for the Express. Evan Garcia, left-hander from South Florida State. Just finished up his sophomore year. Garcia making his 5th appearance for the Express. He's worked 4 2/3 innings, allowed 7 hits, 10 runs. 3 of those are earned. He's walked 6, struck out 5. He's 0-1 on the season with a 5.78 earned run average. Evan Garcia. 7, 8, 9 did for the Royals here in the 7th. Agar, Frontera, and Albert due up. First pitch off the plate for ball 1-0. Agar doubled and drove in a run his last time up. He has 2 RBIs on the game, 1 for 2 with an RBI, bases loaded walk in the first. Sure is a whole lot different ball game than what we were looking at when it was bases loaded and he was taking ball 4 to drive in a run. The 2-0 to Agar from Garcia. It's in there for a strike, 2-1. Royals need to score a run or it's over. The 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed, 2-2. Again, both these teams in action for the next couple of weeks without a break. Strasburg might not have a game next Monday. It looks like they are all caught up. So Winchester on the bubble for the next couple of weeks. That's strike 3 call. Agar knew it. First out here in the 7th. Strawsburg travels to Covington tomorrow night. The Royals go across the bridges to take on the Front Royal Cardinals for the second matchup with Front Royal this season. In fact, it was Front Royal, the loss to Front Royal on Friday night, that started this current losing streak for the Royals. Frontera steps in. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Frontera, RBI single. He's 2 for 3 with an RBI. He's also struck out. The 0-1. That'll miss outside. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Royals need a run any way they can get it to stay in the game. Fouled out of play, 1-2. Evan Garcia trying to see that doesn't happen and give the Express a 2-0 lead in the season series between these two teams. The wind, the 1-2. That misses outside, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the 7th. Royals down 10. Garcia winds. The 2-2. Grounded towards short. Harden fields. He'll flip to first. In time. 2 down here in the Royals 7th. Last chance for the Royals. One of the newest Royals. Easton Albert. He is 0 for 2. He walked and was retired on a fielder's choice in the 5th. He's also grounded into a double play and struck out. Albert needs to get on and get in or the Royals are done for the night. Fastball in there for a strike, 0-1. The line, the 0-1. That's downstairs. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. One and one the count. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Garcia's offering. Fouled out of play, 1-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. They're going to say he did not go as they appeal down to first, trying to have the first base umpire end the game instead of the home plate umpire, but he says, no. You got to throw at least one more. Garcia shakes off a pitch, has one he likes now, goes to work here, 2-2. Tap toward the Royals dugout. The count holds 2 balls and 2 strikes. Albert trying to extend the game. for at least one more hitter. Connor Guy waits on deck if Albert can extend it. Garcia will step back and reset. Two balls, two strikes, two outs. 17-7, bottom of the seventh. Fastball off the plate for a ball, and Albert a pitch away from drawing his second consecutive walk. The 3-2. That'll miss inside and go all the way to the backstop, and Albert's got to shed the protective gear before he can head down to first, so no chance of him thinking about going to second. And down by 10, why would he? Royals need him and a bunch more. And we're going to have another pinch hitter as Connor Guy will be done for the night. Rubendahl will be the hitter. Nick Rubendahl will be the pinch hitter. Rubendahl from Shepherd College will stand in. Rubendahl, a .238 hitter, playing in his seventh game, 5 for 21, no home runs, 6 RBIs. We'll assume that Rubendahl is staying to play right field if the Royals can extend the game, but there's a long way to go before that happens. This pitch in the dirt, and Albert will take off for second. He'll be there on the wild pitch. So now a base hit from Rubendahl, and the Royals can at least think about an eighth inning. Garcia comes set, the 1-0. Popped it up. This could do it. Beaver over in foul territory, and he'll make the catch. In foul territory, 2 in the ball game. So the Royals get a runner in scoring position here in the seventh inning, but can't do anything with them. In the seventh, no runs, no hits, no errors, a runner left. Your final score, Strasburg 17, Winchester 7. For the Express, 17 runs on 15 hits. They commit 1 error. For the Royals, 7 runs on 11 hits. They commit 1 error. Strasburg improves to 5-3 on the season. They've jumped out in front of the Royals 2-0 on the young season between these two teams. The Royals have dropped to 3-5, their third loss in a row. Winning pitcher will be John Gray in relief. He goes 3 1/3, allows 1 run. It was unearned. 3 hits, no walks. He struck out 6. Losing pitcher will be the starter for the Royals, Ron Davis. He drops to 1-1. Gray, by the way, is 2-0 on the season. Davis goes 2 1/3, 7 runs. They're all earned. 7 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. He hit a batter, and he will absorb the loss here tonight. For the Express, take your pick. Topher Jones, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 RBIs. Landon Beaver, 3 hits, 2 RBIs, 2 runs. Josh Ibe, 2 hits, 2 runs, 5 RBIs. He hit 2 big home runs, a 3-run shot and a 2-run shot. Everybody in the lineup scored at least once. Everybody in the lineup drove in at least one, and everybody in the lineup had at least 1 hit for Strasburg. For the Royals, Parker Fry, first game, he's got a couple hits and runs scored and 2 RBIs. Ryan Frontera scores twice, and Joey Agar drives in 2 for the Royals, as did Fry. Again, the Royals lose it 17-7. Strasburg on the road tomorrow night in Covington to take on the Lumberjacks. You Express fans, that is a 6:30 start, so get to your computers early for that one. And the Royals travel across the bridges tomorrow night to take on the first place Front Royal Cardinals. A rough one on the Royals here tonight. They take it on the chin 17-7. They'll be back here Wednesday night to take on the Culpeper Cavaliers, and we will be back your way on Wednesday. That'll do it from the ballpark tonight. The Royals again lose this one 17-7. Mark Sawyer saying good night from the ballpark, and don't forget, Before you go to bed tonight, call your parents, tell them you love them, and we will talk to you on Wednesday. Good night, everybody.